Crypto presents exciting new opportunities for the investment-minded, but it's also volatile and accelerating in complexity. That's why we created Token Metrics, an intelligent crypto platform backed by an industry-leading combination of data, AI, and media that feeds optimized portfolios to crypto investors. Featuring Token Metrics ratings to help you find the best investment opportunities in real time, an indices page that showcases various model portfolios, and deep insights into price predictions and technical analysis. Plus, with access to Token Metrics TV, monitor 24/7 exclusive crypto news and analysis. Whether you're a first-time trader or a seasoned crypto investor, you can stay informed and in control, backed by your all-in-one crypto companion, Token Metrics. Take control of crypto today at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. This is the market update. Back from vacation, I am your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live, and if the content works for you, smash that likes button. We are headed for our record of 2,000 likes. Okay, today we are going to cover long-term Bitcoin charts like Benjamin Cohen style, Ethereum seasonals. I'm going to pound the table on NFTs because NFT coins are moving. We're going to cover a wide range of news. All right. We're going to cover, everything from BlackRock to MicroStrategy to the jobs number, right? And why strong economic data and strong inflation are now a reason to buy crypto. And you're like, what? Really? Yes, really. So don't go anywhere. So news, NFTs, charts, okay? Plus, we're going to do a little bit of live TA to get you all set up for this weekend and beyond. All right, let's welcome who's on the stream. Routine Cheese here first. Welcome, okay? Mr. Santo from San Paulo, Hamid with some notorious love. Welcome. Okay. M. Flanders. Yes, you are the fourth one on here. Welcome. Minnesota, Brazil, Augusta, Georgia. Okay. Routine says, Bill, can I jump into Solana? You can if it holds support at 35. If you want to see the chart, don't go anywhere. Kathy S. says, I missed your show. Thank you. We are back. Okay. Plam says, welcome back. Thank God you're back. We have Peru, Switzerland, New York City. Okay. Somebody says, I'm having a hard time and I don't know what to do now. Okay. Well, we're going to help you out with that because I think if you're going to make money in crypto, you got to make that money being long in September. So I will try to give you the full game plan. Okay. Rugby Performance Lab is back. I am back. Saudi is here. Okay, somebody wants to be a sterling millionaire. We'll help you. Norway, Tennessee. Okay, do the unemployment figures indicate a 50 basis point hike in September? Is it bullish or is it bearish? We are going to cover that. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Soli Sol is here, right? We have good morning from Australia. Wow, early, right? Hello from Nancy Pelosi's basement. Or is it a bomb shelter? I don't know, right? What is she doing in China? Goodness. Kim Craig, welcome. Los Angeles is here. Is the bottom in? We will talk about that, okay? I think in order for the market to go lower, it has to go much higher first, all right? That's going to be a big theme that we're going to talk to, and Tampa Bay is here. Raymond, I appreciate that. So, do the employment figures indicate a 50 basis point rate hike? All right, now let's get into the news. Okay, because the news and the charts, basically, I think they're tied together more than they have been in a long time. So let's begin with our friend Michael Saylor. Okay, now longtime stream viewers may have heard me say in the past that, the bear market or the correction or the crash isn't over until like literally everybody's liquidated, and that included Michael Saylor. Now, we know that, long-term hodlers puked out, right? That was from Glassnode data. We know Elon Musk puked out his Bitcoin. And now the question is, what happened to Michael Saylor? Here's what happened. MicroStrategy is a software company. They sell enterprise software. When you buy enterprise software, you're going to connect all of your computer systems to that system. So it's almost like getting married. Now, who wants to marry a software system that's connected to a company that might blow itself up trading cryptocurrencies? Well, the answer is nobody, which is why MicroStrategy's earnings were terrible. And even though Saylor kind of is the biggest shareholder, they had to do some sort of ceremonial move where he's not the CEO anymore, and he's off as some sort of special board member where he can focus on Bitcoin. Now, what I think this means quietly is that they had to take out and sell out some of their leveraged Bitcoin. Earlier, year or so ago, they said they were buying spot Bitcoin. And as it turned out, they were buying futures they had leverage on. And I think one of the reasons why Bitcoin has been underperforming is that the way Musk held it down at 28, Saylor may be holding it down at 22, right? And once he gets done liquidating, once they're out of their derivatives position, and Mike can go hodl the Bitcoin from an ivory tower so MicroStrategy can sell software, we will have a very important event. We will have something very unusual. We will have had a quiet capitulation in Bitcoin, right? So first it was a price capitulation, right? Things happen in threes in technical analysis. The price capitulation was the Celsius 3 Arrows Capital puke to 17K, right? The sentiment capitulation was when ETH went to 1,000, right? Was when everybody was like, oh my God, this thing's going to a new low, right? That was the sentiment bottom, which of course is where you got a lot of Pi cycle and TA bottoms. And then there's part three with Saylor. There is, right, revulsion. MicroStrategy going, ew. MicroStrategy's customer going, ew. We can't be associated with this guy. We can't be associated with Bitcoin. Get away. That is usually an important bottom, even if it's only a short-term bottom. Sorry. Okay. Now, next up, we have this tweet saying Coinbase partners with BlackRock to offer crypto services to institutions. Okay, now it's trending all over Twitter, right? That first, the people who are trying to get rid of crypto, like BlackRock, are now trying to control it. Is that true? Well, no, it's not. Okay, now BlackRock may be a good guy or a bad guy, depending on your view of the world. What I think is it doesn't matter. BlackRock knows fiat currencies are done, right? They're done, right? The next recession, the Fed is not going to be able to print its way out of it, okay? If we have a recession, normally the Fed prints or lowers rates. Now, they may be able to lower rates, but they're not going to be able to print because of the inflation threat. And that's going to mean the dollar, I think, eventually could go down, or possibly other fiat currencies. This means that crypto is the monetary future, and BlackRock wants in. Coinbase also did some joint ventures on the NFT front, and I continue to believe art and stocks are not correlated. So I don't buy that Wall Street wants to control crypto. They may want to, but they can't. What they got to do is get in on it any way they can. And oh, by the way, speaking of capitulation, remember Goldman downgrading Coinbase's stock to sell at the low, right? The next thing you know, Coinbase is ripping higher on partnerships because everybody is essentially doing value investing in Coinbase's stock. More of that in the chart section. So don't go anywhere. Now, let's talk macroeconomics. The job number was tremendous. right? Payrolls, as in new jobs, increased 528,000 in July, much better than expected. So it's like, oh my God, the Fed has to raise rates, but we already know that. We already know that the Fed has to do kind of a bazooka rate hike move in September, and that's going to be all she wrote. That's going to be it. And I'm going to tell you why that's going to be it. All right. First, employment and unemployment are lagging indicators. So sometimes you can have great job growth as the economy is rolling over. What do I mean by rolling over? Well, how about unrelenting inflation is driving Americans to live paycheck to paycheck? So job growth may be okay, but even if you have a job, you're still check to check. And this article I hear goes all the way up to people earning $200K or more. Now, a final note from a really smart guy, okay, Charlie Bilello, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, this is definitely Follow Friday. So speaking of unemployment as a lagging indicator, let's check out this tweet. When COVID started in March of 2021, 22 million jobs were lost in a month. Then, right, as of now, it took, as of this release, 22 million jobs have been added back since that crash. So in other words, we're back to exactly where we were before COVID. Okay. And as Charlie notes, the greatest jobs comeback in history is complete, which is a nice way of saying job growth has nowhere to go but down, unfortunately, right? And this is one of the reasons why you saw crypto moving in advance of the unemployment number and why crypto is still up, right, with the unemployment number out. And that's why I think even if there are dips, there are going to be people down there buying off the unemployment numbers, off Fed meetings, off inflation numbers for the next 2 months. Because, the recession of some kind is coming. It's coming. Okay. Okay. Now, again, speaking of this, the Bank of England launches its biggest interest rate hike in 27 years and predicts a lengthy recession. Okay. The UK is a key part of the G7. And if they're talking about a lengthy recession, even though recessions are unfortunate for the general public, okay, recessions mean lower rates in the future. Crypto is a forward-looking market. So slower economy, lower rates in the future, buy crypto, not investment advice. Simple as that. Simple as that. And then, of course, there's monkeypox. So here's what I know about monkeypox. One, this strain is so painful, painkillers can't kill the pain. And two, all right, you don't want to know where the rash and the painful sort of exposed part of your body is. Here's a hint. It's below where this horse picture is. It's below there. Now, when I heard that, I'm like, you know what? The U.S. government is not going to have to tell me to stay home. They're not going to have to shut anything down. People are just going to go back to working at home mode. Movie theaters, restaurants, they've declared a state of emergency. Somebody on Pfizer's board said that monkeypox could be the biggest health failure in American history because there really is a monkeypox vaccine that works. We just didn't bother producing it. We'll have 6 million doses ready in July of next year. I'm sorry, in 6 months. We'll have 5 million. What is there, 8 billion people on the planet? This has to blunt economic activity, right? So again, you're like, well, gee, how come crypto is doing so well? That's why. That's what's holding up crypto. And I believe we're going to trade a recession and monkeypox in September, which is why people are buying the dip in August. Now, again, Astrobot Society, art and stocks are not correlated. Follow this Twitter. They came out today saying, they're going to have an alpha group. So you're going to get the NFT and you're going to get some art. You're going to get that art denominated in ETH. Okay. Now, I can't speculate on the value of the art, although you know what I think about art. Art and the economy are not correlated, but it's going to be an ETH-based asset. So if you can grab this before ETH gets motoring, and we'll go into that on the charts, all right? But, in the alpha group, technical analysis and charts, crypto legacy, macro market update, dedicated live streams, model portfolio, trading ideas. Gee, I wonder who's going to be handling all that. Get on that Astrobot Society Twitter, people. 10,000 people watch our videos kind of at the higher end. So they are trying to get 10,000 Twitter followers on Astrobot Societies. It will be worth your while. If you want to pursue the whitelist, it may be hard to see on the screen. premint.xyz/Astrobot Society. So premint.xyz/Astrobot Society, or follow the Twitter. That link is on the Twitter to get on the whitelist. Okay, now we're going to switch over to charts. Okay, now normally, I'll do like tactical charts. I'll do tactical stuff. It'll be like 89-minute, 4-hour. Now I'm taking a whole different angle for you guys because I know I've been away. And I know you need the big picture. You need the big picture. So it's nice to have everybody back, and it's nice to be back. Bull Runner, thank you. I am in the house. Okay. People are excited about some of these token metrics, NFT jokes. I'm sorry. Token metrics NFT release. Okay. YOLO77 says, hello from Paris. LFG, BlackRock is no joke. Okay, so the token metrics NFT, look at it, told you why. Art and ETH, simple as that. All right, BlackRock, BlackRock being involved, they're telling you what's going to happen in the future, right? In other words, BlackRock is already getting long for the next cycle. Okay, Crypto Fund says maybe a 75, a 25, and then a pause. That will get us to 3.5. I think they're going to do 150 in September, by the way. They're going to do 150 in September, and they're going to say, we're not going to do anything. We can't do anything until after the election and after the new Congress in the United States gets sworn in January. They're just going to fire the bazooka, and the recession starts the next day. All right. But if you're looking for stuff on the U.S. election, which nobody is talking about, okay, stay tuned. Because I think if you're going to make money in crypto, you got to do it now. You got to do it in September. So let's get into your market update so I don't get too all over the place. Okay, the title of this is Buy Dips on Fear. Okay, what kind of fear? Well, I don't know. Fear of inflation, fear of monkeypox, fear that job growth is so strong, the Fed's going to have to go ballistic. Okay, my attitude on this is let them hit it, right? If it was up 6% this morning and it winds up unchanged today and it goes down tomorrow, who cares, right? In other words, think about this bigger picture for sort of make this more evergreen. If you have down moves in crypto before or after big economic numbers, right, in August and in September, okay, I think that's an investing opportunity. NFTs, ETH, Bitcoin, large caps. Here's why. Okay, Astrobot Society, follow the Twitter. Let's talk about NFTs. Okay, Engine Coin, Teacup and Handle. So we're starting to see positive price action in the NFT space. Will these coins moon? I don't know. But there's positive technical developments. Immutable X, very interesting. A lot of cryptocurrencies have got either these sideways ranges or these downward sloping ranges. And when they break out of downward sloping ranges, what happens? What happened here in flow? A lot of people searching for flow, searching for price predictions. You break out of a downward sloping wedge, the market's trying to hold it down. And when their arms get tired, they let it go and it flies. This happened in flow. It happened in Coinbase's stock. Okay. So again, the NFT space. Now on the Solana hack, okay, 4 million assets were hacked, right? Solana, USDC, stablecoins, ETH, and, kind of like a wrapped soul. 9,200 wallets hacked, 6 million exploited via the Slope wallet. Be careful with the Slope wallet if you have it there. And obviously, the thing that was bad about the hack is that the hackers got access to your private keys. Okay. What does this mean? Well, it means that Solana has obviously got some work to do, and they'll probably do it, which means if you're a Solana fan, you might be able to stay a Solana fan even if Solana doesn't recover right away. Now, what it might mean is that you could have crazy parabolic action in underappreciated layer ones like ETH, right? Avalanche, and drumroll, Cardano. I've got some Cardano TA, and I've also got it on token metrics, right? That if Cardano can actually maintain a bid, the Solana bad news may not be bad news for Solana. It may be good news for other layer ones. So an interesting take there. Coinbase, BlackRock, put it into PowerPoint. Wall Street wanting to buy Coinbase, which everybody thought was going to go out of business 2 months ago, is smart money doing value investing like BlackRock or hate them, right? It might as well be Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett's not going to do Coinbase, but BlackRock is acting like Warren Buffett when it goes for Coinbase. Now, speaking of Coinbase, Coinbase made this huge base between May and August. So Coinbase's stock actually collapsed well in advance of the crash, with Celsius and Voyager, etc. And Coinbase made a base. And there's a saying, the bigger the base, the higher in the space. So what you see here when you have the BlackRock gap move, okay, Coinbase is back at a retracement at 120. So maybe that's it for Coinbase, right? The point is this. When you make a base, when you have a downward sloping wedge like flow, you can launch. And you can launch way higher than anybody thinks. Coinbase could go to 130, right? And honestly, I don't think it would be ridiculous to say Coinbase, if you got the rally that I think you're going to get in September, Coinbase could go to some ridiculous number like 168 or 200. Now, look, don't go all over Twitter and say Bill's gone nuts. I'm not going nuts. What I'm saying is the bigger the base, the higher into space. Okay, Bitcoin miner. Okay, this is symbol HUT. Okay, this was at 16, and then it went to 230, and the next resistance is at 3, and this is a pi cycle bottom this week. So there are signs that once Saylor is done capitulating, the crypto space is going to slowly wake up in August and rampage in September, fingers crossed. Now, there's something on Glassnode called the Puell multiple. It basically compares the value of, Bitcoin mined now versus Bitcoin mined later. Like all Glassnode data, it's tough to summarize. If I got that description wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments. The green zone is just that. It's the green zone. When this multiple gets down there, right, it means capitulation in Bitcoin. Now, what I noticed is, like in January of 2019, in July of 2020, when Bitcoin starts, this multiple starts climbing out of the green zone, that's when Bitcoin can actually take off and start rallying. So ETH is probably better, but just like the rocket ship higher in Coinbase, the news flow, the indicators everyone's not looking at look a lot better than I think anybody thinks. Okay, token metrics, speaking of Bitcoin underperformance, we have this on our markets page. It's called the Altcoin Bitcoin Season Indicator. The Bitcoin versus altcoin season indicator compares the cumulative returns of altcoins relative to Bitcoin to identify whether we're in Bitcoin or alt season. Okay, so obviously Bitcoin has done nothing and ETH is up 50%. Now, can you imagine what happens when and if Saylor is done, monkeypox shows up, and a recession becomes imminent? Like, how hard and how high could Bitcoin go? This is something to think about, particularly since Bitcoin is doing another thing that happens at capitulations, is that it bores you to death. This is what happened back in 2019. You just sat there at 4K. Nobody thought it was going up, and then it was at 14. Okay, so yes, altcoins could go up. I do believe ETH, Avalanche, Cardano have big upside, but if they got big upside, Bitcoin could have bigger upside. Now, if you're going to give me a hard time, right, about me saying, back when that Bitcoin eventually is going to wind up much lower, that's where my new thesis comes in. In order for Bitcoin to go lower later on, it's got to go much higher than anyone thinks now. In other words, for Bitcoin to make a new low, it's going to have to suck everybody in now. Okay, now let's go to Bitcoin and talk about, just do this Benjamin Cohn style. Thanks to one of our research analysts who, hats off to him, I found a Bitcoin specific log growth curve, right? So we're plotting this on BLX, which is kind of like a Bitcoin index. So what are our findings with this Benjamin Cohn style log growth chart? Well, you had pi cycle bottoms on the bottom line here, right, in 2015. You had pi cycle bottoms on the bottom of the band in 2018. And there was a time in 2015 and 2020 where you just flat out slammed through the band, went higher and just kept going. All right. Now, the 2015 bottom took a little bit longer to get going, but we've got a pi cycle bottom now. We are below, Bitcoin is below the bottom band. So it's almost like a combination of 2018 and 2020. You've got pi cycle bottom and you're below the band. So what happens when Bitcoin comes back above the band, which could be at like 30K? Well, Bitcoin's probably going to go to 30K because that's roughly where the band is. And what happens if they want to, take a little dip above it, or more than a little dip above it? In other words, honestly, have you ever seen a true bear market rally? Probably not. We have not seen a true bear market rally. A bear market rally, it goes up so hard and so fast, it makes you a believer, right? Remember NFTs? Remember when NFTs, it wasn't a bear market rally, but remember when like Visa had to buy a CryptoPunk? Like NFTs were so hot that if you didn't own one, you were a loser. What would happen if crypto acted like that in September and August was a quiet way to get in? That's what this chart is telling you. Now, we're also looking at total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. So ETH, Cardano, XRP, and friends, right? Now, this is a complicated chart. These are also logarithmic bands. And right here, you can see two things. The blue line is telling you that total 2, right? That market cap measure is sitting on top of its 2018 high. So what was resistance is now support. There's a red logarithmic band there. And the fib circle analysis hints that, if you have the pi cycle bottom and all this support, that total 2 could go from some crazy number like 620. I'm sorry, 620 is not a crazy number, but 1.2 trillion might be. So you have to ask yourself this crazy question. And I don't think this is outrageous given what a lot of other people are saying about ETH, the ETH merge, etc. Is there a reason why Ethereum can't go from 1,600 to 3,000? With this reduction in supply, with art not being correlated with stocks. The ETH merge is equivalent to 2 Bitcoin halvings. So what happens if Bitcoin attacks or comes back above its logarithmic band and total 2 doubles? right? Much higher before much lower. Or if you're going to make money being long, like somebody back when on the stream said, hey, I'm wrecked. What do I do? Okay. What you do is you try to get what you can in August, not investment advice, and try to hold on and get what you can, right? Maybe you wait through August and you get it right before the US Labor Day holiday, right? That's early September. Remember how this market loves to do wild things when America is on vacation. Labor Day is big. It's the last day of summer. All of the New York and Boston money managers head for their beautiful summer homes. Wouldn't it be great if the takeoff was Labor Day and you had 1 month to figure out how to slowly get in? Now let's do some more ETH analysis that can be evergreen, right? So there's cycle analysis, and we use the changes in the seasons, believe it or not, right? Winter, spring, summer, fall. Now this chart shows the lines where the changes in season occur. And, you know, me and the smartest person I know have done some detailed analysis of this chart. Simply put, what the market does headed right into the end of one season, it turns around and reverses in the next. Okay, so let's simplify this. So in March, okay, ETH or ETHE, that's ETH in the stock market, okay, ETHE topped in March and went down all the way until the start of summer on June 20th. So that was your Celsius, there's something out there and it ain't no man, get to the chopper debacle. Then when summer started, 2 or 3 weeks went by and ETH turned up and went up about 50%. Pretty nice rally, huh? Well, if you look at how much ETHE can move in between these blue lines, okay, if ETHE was down in the spring, can it go up in the summer into what they call the fall equinox, which is like September 20th? So what happens if it's rally, rally, rally from now until September? There's seasonal or cycle analysis that supports this. Now, again, this is a simplified demonstration of the work done previously. But if you're watching this video, that Bitcoin log chart, right? The support in total too, the seasonal work in ETH, like this is good for weeks or a couple of months and should be on your mind, should be on your mind. Okay, Avalanche, a possible beneficiary from Solana problems. Okay, Avalanche has got a pi cycle bottom this week. This is the Avalanche weekly chart. It's also breaking through something I use called Fibonacci circle analysis. It essentially takes Fibonacci math and lets you draw almost like lines on a radar screen, as somebody described it. So Avalanche is slowly breaking out. And one thing to remember about Avalanche, when it's moved through these yellow fib circle lines, it has moved. Like it moved through it in March and went straight down. It moved through it late last year and had a down move. As a matter of fact, that stopped the uptrend. Now, okay, it's time to remember that Avalanche can move even if the market isn't moving. So if the market's going sideways, Avalanche can go up by itself. It has in the past. And who knows if Avalanche as the hot thing can return. But if Solana is stalled, Avalanche can go. And remember, we're looking for a big rally in total too. That's total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin. So it stands to reason that some coin has got to absolutely smoke higher in terms of market cap and not just ETH. Okay, everybody buckle up. Everybody in the Cardano universe, here it is. And I got better work on this on token metrics. Okay, Cardano on its fib circle analysis, this structure gave you the November top last year. It gave you the July bottom last year. It gave you the April top this year. And now Cardano has formed a what? A base. and it's headed right into another fib circle line. So is it possible that you could have the bigger the base, the higher in the space? Is that possible? Well, just backtrack. If total 2 is going to go up, right, you got to have market cap expansion. You could have massive market cap expansion in ETH, Avalanche, Cardano, and I wouldn't doubt XRP. On token metrics, which we'll get to later, right, the token metrics grade for Cardano is above 80. The weekly grade on Cardano is above 80. Okay, that's based on AI and machine learning. Okay, and what we always look for is we want to see the grade moon before the price moves. This is what happened in Luna on the way down. Okay, and this is the treasure trove of token metrics, right? We want to see the grade moon before price does. So if there's a problem with Solana, and even if there isn't, it could just be time for Cardano Nation. It could be, right? I know YouTubers cover Cardano because people are interested in it, but I got token metrics work and TA that would indicate, hey, take a look at this. And the same thing goes from XRP, right? If you draw the fib circle structure for when people were giving up on this post-COVID to the 2021 high, this month comes in as a big inflection point in XRP. And we haven't even covered all the SEC antics that have been occurring, right, over the last month. I haven't even gone there. It's all over YouTube. It's all over Twitter. Here's how I cover the SEC. They have lost the XRP case. They have lost it so badly that they've got to find a distraction. If they're going to sit on crypto, they got to find somebody else to sit on. So I know that XRP is all over YouTube, and it has been, and a lot of guys talk about it, but I got a chart now. And I was on a TA show last night with a guy named Crypto Keep, right? And, there was a guy on there that he had a constructive XRP chart. And we have an XRP chart from Token Metrics coming up. Now let's talk about monthly charts. It is early in the month, right? Early in the month. Total crypto market cap hit its 60-month exponential moving average. We like that moving average. Okay. July was a pi cycle bottom. So when you have a big reversal like you had in July, it's completely logical for something to trade sideways for a month and then, get that follow through in September. So you had huge support in total. You had huge support in total too, like we said. Want to keep it simple? Okay. Pi cycle bottom in total 2 in July. Right? Next inflection point based on fib circles. Oh, look, September. Look at that. Total 3. Total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. In other words, altcoins. Sitting on its 2017 high, and July was a pi cycle bottom. So if something other than Bitcoin and ETH are going to go up, what's left? Well, it may be Solana or not, right? But if it's not Solana, then what's going to move it? Avalanche, Cardano, XRP, name a big coin and it may move in August and September. Yeah, alts have got great returns, but if Bitcoin goes to 35K, right? What's going to happen to Avalanche? What's going to happen to Cardano? It's got to go with it. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin on token metrics, right? Sort of boring, I know. It can't get through 24K, but if it does get through 24K, it's going to go right to 28. So it may have to do some work below 24. I don't know, right? You may have a dip on Saturday, right? You may have dips over the weekend. Crypto may rally through the inflation numbers and then come back off again. The bottom line is, I think you buy fear. You buy on dips if you can. Okay, because once it's above 24, it goes to 28. Now, ETH may be a little bit more tighty. ETH may trade in a really tight band between 1750 and 1656. One of the most bullish things that can happen in ETH is if it goes sideways in like a square-shaped range. Now, that range could be 1750 to a point down here that's not labeled, at say 1566, or the range could be 1650 to 1860. Either way, ETH is probably going to do this back and forth thing, right? It'll probably rally through the inflation numbers because it's just all priced in. Everybody's going to start trading the recession. Whether that occurs or not, that's the trade. Recession and monkeypox. So if ETH goes sideways with these levels, right? Stay tuned to the market update. Stay tuned on tokenmetrics.com for customers. Okay, Avalanche. Well, this is pretty simple, right? AI support at 23. These levels, by the way, are generated by AI and machine learning. Support at 23. Next level, 31. So as far as I'm concerned, if Avalanche is above 23, there's nothing stopping it from going to 31. Okay, Solana. Now, somebody asked, can you buy Solana? Well, Solana is doing a dance around 35. I don't know if it's going to go back down there if there's a dip over the weekend. But I do know this. If Solana does hold 35, even with all the negative news, there still is no resistance until 58. So I know everybody loves to hate Solana, but maybe that's a key trading indicator. If there's terrible news and everyone hates it, can it go up? Everyone hates the stock market and had one of the best Julys ever. Okay, let's talk about XRP now. All right. Now, what can we say about XRP that's not YouTube BS? Let's face it, right? I think it's fair to say the SEC has lost the case. But what's the chart case? Okay, so if you go back over here to 35 cents on Token Metrics, you look at all this action below 35 cents, right? Like, I mean, XRP was down here for like 6, 7, 8 months, right? It just, they hammered it. They hammered it down to 29, 25, 17, right? It traded in this huge band wildly. And then what did it do? Well, it came back, it pressed 35, and now it's holding. So that base that it made from August of last year to say, I don't know, right around, I would say January of this year, right? That base acted as support. It acted as support. So what happens? Could there be, if there's ever going to be a catalyst in XRP, it's got to be in the last 3 months of this year, right? Because the SEC is panicking. So if it was ever going to happen, I believe it's in the fourth quarter of this year. Couple of altcoins to keep an eye on. This is in our indices, Ethereum name service, right? The merge, right? Should ETH be at 1650? Yeah, I know ETH was just at 800, but this goes back to 2008, right? Jim Cramer said just because some stock is 40% off of its low doesn't mean you can't buy it, because it can go back and retrace some or all of the decline, and he was right. The fact that ETH is up 50% doesn't mean ETH can't go up more. Now, is this a little bit overextended? Yes, but there's no resistance until 21. So it may not go straight there. It may take a month, but the fact is there are things in the ETH universe that have got room. DYDX, okay, fascinated by this, have been even during the bear market, because Token Metrics flagged this as one of the things that was going up while everything else was going down. If DYDX can get above 2.5, I mean, notice how it's just been making this, higher high, goes up, goes down, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And it just keeps doing that. DYDX takes out 2.5, 4.3 is next. Okay, Polkadot pounding the table on this. God, they scared me down there below 7, right? Even though I liked it. They were like, I'm like, it's below 7 again? What? And of course, as soon as you say that, what happens? Well, it takes off. Polkadot has no resistance until 10. And if Polkadot gets above 10, it can go to 15. So if you're looking for total crypto market cap expansion, what about, ETH, Cardano, XRP, Polkadot? This is a huge coin in terms of market cap. Okay. Avalanche, you can get really, really big moves in a compressed period of time. Okay, now let's go back. Before we go to token metrics and look at Cardano, so I'm pretty sure I have that set up. Let's talk about something that no one is talking about, which is the election. Many of you in Europe or elsewhere may not be aware that in November, there will be an election to determine who controls the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. Okay, so if you want to get legislation passed, you have to get it through the House of Representatives, the Senate, and then the president has to sign it. Okay? Now, back in May, because of inflation and because people are just really unhappy, gas prices, the red line is the Republican, right, or the right-wing, party in America. And back before the recent Supreme Court ruling on women's rights, okay, or actually, I wouldn't say women's rights, say women's health care, okay? So on women's health care, before that, the Republicans were going to run away with it because of inflation and gas prices. So there's like a 75% chance, 75% Republican, 20% Democrat, blue, okay? Now, after the women's health issue came out, people are so upset that the blue camp has come back because the women's healthcare issue is connected to women's legal rights issue. So guess what? This election is now tied. And we all know how much trouble Americans have counting votes. We can invade countries and do nation building, right? Going all the way back to World War II, but we can't count votes. Unbelievable. But this election is tied. Now, because of the women's healthcare issue, there could be a blue upset in November. Now, if the blue party, the Democrats, control the White House with Joe Biden, and if the women's healthcare issue gets them control of both the House of Representatives and the Senate, guess what? The left-wing party in the United States is going to have control of everything. And what does that mean? Well, that means you may wind up with a problem with capital gains taxes if there's a blue upset. Now, who's talking about this now? Nobody. Because the idea of a blue upset is crazy, right? This is houses for sale in Greenwich, Connecticut. Hat trick AM Keller, New York, or AM Keller NY from Twitter. Okay. These are the number of houses per sale in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is essentially, hedge fund city, right? In 2021, you want to know how many houses were for sale in Greenwich? Let me tell you how many. 0. Now, the whole city's for sale. So do you think rich people don't know that rates are going higher, real estate's going down, and there may be a massive capital gains problem next year or in, say, October and November? So remember what I said when I meant if you're going to make money being long, you got to do it in August and September. Because if this blue surprise happens, okay, that's going to be almost like a black swan for risk assets. That's just by itself, right? Because remember, we talked capital gains before, didn't happen, okay? The blue upset could happen. Now, that's not a short-term problem, but that's a bigger reason to say, if you're wrecked and you got to try to make money being long, okay, you got to put a stop in and do it now. You got to risk this much to make this much. Not investment advice, right? But the risk reward, right, is smaller in August and early September to get this big of a move. If you go in and FOMO into ETH at 3,000 or Bitcoin at 33K, if you miss that move and you FOMO in at the top and then the blue party wins, you're done. You're done. The only thing that survives that, I think, is art. And frankly, if you're going to buy ETH-based art, I don't mind telling you, I would rather buy ETH-based art when ETH is at 1,500 than when ETH is at 2,000, 2,500, or 3,000. Okay. Again, rich people, not stupid. Zcash. Okay. So my guilty pleasure, Zcash, privacy. What happens if there's an election and your wealth is held against you? Meaning, what happens if there's a shift to the left and the American politics and rich people become the enemy? It happened in the French Revolution, right? Eat the Rich was popular during the last presidential campaign. Nice little breakout happening through the fib circle analysis. I saw Zcash up 6% today. I'm dying on this hill from $60 to 6 cents. Okay. Your wealth could get held against you, and you're not doing a transaction in the metaverse when people can look in your wallet. So if you got a privacy coin that's better than Zcash, great. But I'm a closet Zcash maximalist, and that is the market update. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here in the chat. Okay. Freedom Cat from Austin is here. Welcome. Germany in the house. Okay. Does Avalanche have a future? Yes, it does. I think it has a present. Okay. Thanks to Solana, right? In other words, these layer ones are almost like crypto sentiment indicators, right? It used to be about what kind of activity was on them. Now it's kind of like which one is better and which one's more fashionable, right? Our NFT guys, they're telling people that if there's an ETH merge problem, they're buying Near as a hedge, right? Somebody's going to buy a layer one as a simple hedge in case there's an ETH merge problem. Seems to make sense to me. Okay. Okay. No more flat earth picture. I like horses. Okay. So somebody wants a photo of a cow in support of keeping them alive. Okay. I believe an environmental organization is trying to eliminate meat and feed you crickets. Okay, well, I got the horse because it had a blue hue. It's way outside the box, and the bull was sold out, right? Plus, I can't use the bull if there's a downturn later. But I can tell you that Ride On is a nice tagline. I won't kill you with the cheese now, but I like the picture. Okay, Chris C is like, where have you been? Well, I took vacation, and then we did a couple of live streams specifically for our customers, which is why I came back in today, barreling in with weekly, monthly, seasonals, and everything you're going to need. I mean, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, right? But this weekend and even next week and next month, these are the charts that matter for August and September. Okay, Angela M is here. Bubba Smith talking about, all right, Avalanche, yes. Okay, BlackRock equals communism from Big Dog 711. I agree from a crypto community point of view that, we need Wall Street involvement in crypto, like we need to drop an anvil on our foot. I understand no one likes BlackRock. I get that. But the fact that BlackRock wants to do value investing in Coinbase, right? Like, sell side, that's like investment banks, downgraded Coinbase at the low. And then smarter money like BlackRock is coming in and hoovering up Coinbase and doing partnerships with them. So you don't have to like BlackRock, but you do have to know that the guys at BlackRock that made this decision about crypto, they travel in packs, right? Now, maybe BlackRock was the only one who did a Coinbase partnership, but do you think the guys at BlackRock don't talk to the guys at Fidelity who want to have Bitcoin your 401k, right? These guys travel in packs. They all know each other. Just like the chief economist at every Wall Street bank has a friend at the Fed. They all know each other. So BlackRock may or may not be good or bad. But the fact that the big players are interested in crypto, do they want to control it? Good luck with that. Crypto is a wild beast. It's the horse that you can ride for a while and then tosses you off. Good luck controlling it. That's why crypto is so great. It's a force of nature. They want in because they know a currency problem is coming. Aiken is here. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. And Sheldon says, whoa, the horse photo is something else. It's actually a painting, but I'm glad you like it. Like it or hate it, don't forget to leave a comment down below and smash the like button for the content, the news, the charts, or the horse. I'm good either way. All right. Let's try some live TA. Let's just see what's happening in the market. Okay. So ETH is still up 3%. Okay. Here is that Bitcoin logarithmic growth chart. Okay. I mean, it is freaky that the pi cycle tops were at the bottom. I'm sorry, they were at the top of the band, okay, or near the center of the band. And the pi cycle bottoms or the overshoots were at the bottom of the band. Okay. Let's take a look and see what's going on in stonks. Okay. Can't be a good day today for stocks or bonds. Okay. Let's take a look at a daily chart of bonds. Okay. Now, something important to notice. This is long bond daily chart. Notice something. Okay, so today the payroll number is bad for bonds. Let's leave it at that. Where are bonds holding? The 60-day exponential moving average. Now, speaking of that, let me switch gears and share something. Okay, yeah, I want to share this. Okay. Here comes token metrics. Now, let's start with Cardano, and we'll go back to the 60-day exponential moving average. Cardano, as of today, is a buy bordering on a strong buy. Note the token metrics grade has moved from 16 to 80-something, right?
Not sharing screen.
Not sharing the screen. Okay. Let's try the screen. Share. Okay. Hopefully you can see token metrics now. So Cardano is on buy. Okay. That's where our grade has it. You scroll down, the token metrics daily grade, which is based on AI, machine learning, technical momentum, MBA math, all rolled into one. The daily grade is 83. The weekly grade is 82. Now, why is that interesting? Well, because Cardano hasn't moved. You know, Cardano had a grade of 25 when it was at 44 cents. Now, Cardano is at 46 cents, but the grade is all the way up at 80. I mean, we have an analyst combing through, right, small caps, looking for things where the grade jumps before the price jumps. Right. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do some Cardano analysis to impress YouTube, or I can show you this and be like, wait a minute. If total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin is going to expand, it could be Cardano. Okay. Let's go to the token metrics market page. So it's tough to see. Okay. But the token metrics market indicator has switched back to bullish. Now, why was it flip-flopping? Okay, well, it's because a lot of the grades are so close to their threshold that you can get a little bit of whipsaw action. But if in August, which might be like a up to flat month, if it can stay positive, right, that sets up September. Now, if that didn't make sense, this will. Okay. You have a bullish bearish indicator. Okay. This indicator is looking at the proportion of coins, okay, the big coins that are trading above or below their 60-day exponential moving average. Where did we get that from? Our math guys found that that was the best moving average to look at. And that makes sense, right? In technical analysis, the best stuff to look at is the stuff that no one is looking at. Everyone uses a 50-day or a 200-day. We're using 60-day EMA. So what does this tell you? Well, only 18% of the big coins are above their 60-day moving average. Now that's up from 8%. So even though ETH is up 50%, right, the decline was so severe that, you know, a lot of these coins have not moved above, I don't know, say their 2 or 3 month average. So what happens if all these big cap coins break the 60-day? What happens? What happens if this number goes from 18 to 85? You're going to have coin after coin after coin just breaking out, right? Now, that could be a quiet breakout during August, like, you know, I would call that bird on a wire getting ready to fly, where, you know, you maybe sit on top of this 60-day moving average. So if you got TradingView, 60-day exponential moving average, you sit on top of it, or you go above it and come back and find support. If you just sit on top of it, that's called bird on a wire getting ready to fly. So we've had all the technical analysis sayings, right? We had the bigger the base, the higher in the space. We have bird on a wire getting ready to fly, right? Anything near its 60-day moving average, especially if it's above it, could be a bird on a wire getting ready to fly. Okay? Okay, Aiken is saying, are we at or near an altcoin season right now, or does Bitcoin dominance need to fall a bit further? All right. We appreciate the super chat. Let me unshare the screen, or actually let me go back and show our indicator on that if I'm still sharing the screen. So this is alt season versus Bitcoin season on Token Metrics. Okay, as you can see right now, okay, not sharing the screen. Okay. So let's share this. Okay. So here we are. All right. This shows alt season because the returns of altcoins relative to Bitcoin is so high, right? ETH up 50%, Bitcoin still at 20K, basically. Okay. So in many ways, we are in alt season according to this metric. So I think Bitcoin has to catch up, and that's going to get done when Saylor gets done liquidating. Okay. So if ETH can go to 3,000, you know, Bitcoin could go to 40. Now I know that's crazy, but the only way Bitcoin will ever go to 14 or 10 is if it goes to some outlandish number on the upside first. Way back when, I thought all that capital was going to get dumped into the market. And that's how you were going to get to 14. Well, that's not what happened. They filed bankruptcy, and that's a whole other stream. So does Bitcoin dominance have to go up? Probably. Does Bitcoin dominance have to go up? It doesn't. Because of what ETH can do, because of what Cardano can do, because of what Avalanche can do. So it's a nice way of saying that, you know, I don't know if I would look at this as altcoin versus Bitcoin season. I would look at it as big cryptos versus small cryptos and NFTs. So big cryptos, small cryptos, NFTs, where do you want to put your money? I would say big cryptos, not investment advice, or NFTs. I know there are going to be small coins that moon, like your DYDXs potentially, all right? But finding those is going to be harder. Now, speaking of that, right? If you want to know what the small coins are that are going to go up, okay, Token Metrics has a ratings page, right? So if you're looking for small coins, you know, GMX over here, you know, Hunt at 422 market cap, okay? Pax Gold is moving to the top. Really interesting that somebody would want to buy gold when everybody expects the Fed to hike rates. I think you would buy gold when you would see the Fed rate hike cycle coming to an end. So again, the Fed fires the bazooka in September, and it's over, at least for that amount of time. Okay. And then come September, you're going to want to know, like, what is in the Token Metrics indices. Like, I hear the hot index, you know, for picking coins is FTX. So this is the daily FTX. Let me put the daily. Okay, so we have daily and weekly. Interesting that FTX wants to buy Pax Gold and Polkadot. Interesting. Okay. Now, what does it mean about Pax Gold? I don't know. But what I do know is as the uptrend gets started, right? So for Labor Day or between now and Labor Day, you want to be studying what the AI is picking on a daily. And then this is FTX on a weekly basis. Okay. So it's looking at Ethereum, Decentraland, etc. Okay. All right. Let's see what's in the chat here. Okay, Bubba Smith says alt season is a long time away. Right, meaning, it still is a tightening environment. I'm being kind of cute as to what we can trade in September, but the era of every S coin in the book going up 300% is not going to be what happens in September, right? If anything, there may be speculation in art. Because like I said, BlackRock is not stupid. They're probably looking to get involved in Coinbase as an index. They're trying to play a crypto index, meaning if people trade Bitcoin and Ethereum, they win. If people trade NFTs on Coinbase, they win, right? It's a way to get involved in the entire sector, okay? Okay, always watch the exchange for performance cues with token metrics. Now, someone's asking about Gala Games. Okay. Michael, good to see you again. Okay, so let's talk metaverse. So we have Vulcan and Gala. Okay, so let's pull up Vulcan first. Okay, I'm finding Vulcan. I'm not finding Vulcan. Okay, now, again, with these metaverse plays, right? Look at this battle that's going on at the 60-day exponential moving average. Okay, so this is Vulcan daily. Look at the battle that's going on here, right? In other words, way up, way down, way up, way down. Okay. This is going to continue probably through August. And then you're going to wake up one day and be like, it's gone. I just have such a hard time believing when it comes to NFTs and the metaverse that it's just kind of dead, right? In other words, also, I think you've got to do some fib extension analysis. I mean, some of these coins have gotten so destroyed. I mean, some fib speed resistance. So you connect a high to a low. Oh, wait, look at this. See how Vulcan broke out? Let me see if I can expand this. Okay. Right. Vulcan rode along these line, and when it broke it, it went. And now it's probably going to do the same thing. It's probably going to go sideways until August 12th and then make a decision. Okay. Like there has got to be a play inside the metaverse and NFTs. I showed Flow, right? That came out of nowhere. Engine Coin, Immutable X. Okay. So the last thing I heard about Gala was that, it might be overvalued, even though I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that like it. So what I can do here is, feels like I can draw some fib speed resistance lines, right? You just connect the high and the low and you see what happens. Now, one thing I will note about this is that Gala hasn't done anything since May. Okay. And I also know that the 60-day exponential moving average is right around 0.06 cents. And honestly, even if we go beyond today, okay, that token metrics indicator, right, where you're looking at the 60-day exponential moving average, I mean, how honestly would you have known to go look for this? So if Gala breaks out of 0.065, right, in other words, you can see a day where all these coins all of a sudden just go, okay, we're breaking out now, right? I mean, you know, if you look at this formation, right, in Gala, and then you go back over here and look at Coinbase, right? Let's just take all this out. Just take that out for a second. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. Maybe it's over in Coinbase, but everyone hated it at 52, and the high yesterday was 114. So if this can happen in Coinbase, which was going out of business a month ago, it can happen in the metaverse. It can happen in the metaverse. Okay. So we have Rose, Illuvium. Yeah, people, I like the way you're thinking. I like the way you're thinking here. Right? I mean, okay. So, you know, Illuvium, you know, hard. It's some of this stuff is so destroyed. It's hard to draw anything on it. But that said, you know, if Illuvium is below 120, is above 121, that could be constructive. This thing has been dead since June. Actually, I would really more call this a give up trade. So, you know, this right here looks like an epic give up trade. Okay, and frequently when you have a give up trade, if there's any catalyst at all, it can unwind itself. I would say Illuvium has got to get above, say, 118, 120. That's a fib speed resistance fan. The 60-day moving average in Illuvium is all the way up at 162. Okay, again, wow. Didn't know about this. So there's that 60-day moving average. Rose breaks out, retests it to the number, and launches itself. Now, if it goes from 4 to 9 cents, is it over? Well, there's the base in Rose. Looks like we covered this on a prior stream, right? Okay, it looks like the next big point in Rose is 0.094. Okay, now obviously when something goes from 4 cents to 9 cents, you're going to have sellers. Okay, and maybe this was the bigger the base, the higher in the space. And I don't know if that was the end of higher into space, but I do know if you can find something sitting on its 60-day, bouncing off its 60-day, making a base or taking out a fib speed resistance line. I mean, you have a whole group of things to choose from. Okay. All right. Okay. But not a metaverse play, but can we check out optimism? We can. Okay. So there's your base in optimism. Okay. So that was the bigger the base, the higher in the space. Okay. All right. What is the most optimistic thing I could think to say about optimism? Okay, there may be a couple different ways to look at this, right? I think in order for optimism for the trend to continue, like in a best case scenario, it's got to be above $1.96. Okay. I'm not particularly interested in chasing what's up in August, right? I'd rather buy something that's basing than something that's already mooned. This is optimism on an 89-minute chart. Okay. In the best scenario I can make, optimism gets to 2.58. Okay, that's how I'd handle optimism. Yes, feel free to please smash the like button. What's going on with Rune? Okay, cross-chain trading, another guilty pleasure. Okay, annoying because, again, and all of crypto is like this. And actually, this is interesting because Bitcoin has a similar look to this. Okay, so I've seen upward sloping wedges, downward sloping wedges, and I've seen this. Now, this looks like a bear flag. So this is Rune. This looks like a bear flag. But if you go to, say, QQQ, here's what QQQ did. QQQ is Web 2, NASDAQ 100. Okay, so you had something that looked like a bear flag. Okay, so you had a bear flag, and what did QQQ do? It popped through the top. It popped through the top. It's supposed to be a bearish formation, but it's not. A lot of people are trying to tell me, like, if you look at the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, that Bitcoin's doing the same thing. So wait a minute, let me get this straight. Web 2 can go up like this and then pop, and Bitcoin can't? Get out of here. No way. No way. Right? Somebody looking at ICP. Always appreciate our friends into ICP. Okay, again, here it is, folks. It's as simple as this. That thing that they got on token metrics, man, I tell you what, like when token metrics is working, I swear to God, there's nothing better in TA. Like, would you have thought to look at the 60-day exponential moving average? I wouldn't have. Okay, so there's your 60-day average in ICP. There's the breakout. There's the return move. Everybody's kind of selling it because it's kind of a weird, crappy day. It's August. It's a payroll number. No one knows what to do. But the bottom line is it broke out. It came back, and it's holding, right? 4 or 5 days of this sitting on this moving average, and it's a bird on a wire getting ready to fly. Okay. Okay. Okay, XDC. Okay, 60-day exponential moving average. It's got a little bit of ways to go. Let's do a little outside the box fib speed resistance fan line on it. Okay, it looks like if it gets above 0.031, it's got legs. Again, I'm repeating myself. You got to know where the 60-day exponential moving average is. And you got to know that what the big coins can do, what they can do in August or September. Okay, so let's wrap this up. August, buy fear if you can, not investment advice. You want to be set up for September. the next trade that the big markets are going to do, they're going to trade monkeypox and a recession, whether it comes or not. There's so much uncertainty about the election that if there's a time to make money being long, like if there is a time, it's going to be, getting dips in August, getting dips over the Labor Day holiday, and then watching it go. We've got seasonal work. We have logarithmic scale work. Go back, watch the stream, look at the long-term charts. This is a rare case where long-term charts could give you short-term trading signals. All right. So we definitely appreciate, everybody who's out there. Okay. Somebody said maybe the hat or the horse picture buffers and polishes up Bill's ball shot. Now I turn on the mini spot as Bill radiates his radiant brilliance. Okay. Well, with that, we'll go out with the bald spot, because that's what you see right into the camera. All right, folks, that's it. This is Bill Noble for the market update. I will be here on Monday.